take it away.
Take it away.
Take it away, take it away, take it away. By the way, I did not get a chance to listen to that new Limp Bizkit.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Well, Limp Bizkit have a new track out.
They've
Fresh
brought a new track
material. Finally, a bit of light in this otherwise dark 2021.
Yeah, low-key slaps, I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah,
I mean,
as a little
would
treat, we'll listen to it later.
I would expect nothing less from Limp Bizkit. They've pumped out only the finest material over their 20-plus year career.
You want to have a guess what the song title is?
Something vulgar, something that would be found on Urban Dictionary.
No, surprisingly. Title track is Dad Vibes.
Oh,
Because they all be dads.
Yeah, they're all of that age now. Yeah, the chocolate starfishes are gone.
that makes me
And
want to
Limp
listen
Bizkit
to it
itself.
more. Like,
What, that it's Dad Vibes?
yeah, I like the title. It's
Yeah, it's funny.
self-aware.
Yeah, it is. But it's still like that very like hardcore, like...
I'm gonna rock,
Yeah.
Dad rock.
So it's not fit for like the barbecue.
You could probably throw it on a barbecue.
I guess depending on what the barbecue
Yeah.
vibe is like.
Is it like break stuff level of?
Yeah, like that. Well, not as, but yeah, not as aggressive, but
Yeah. So showing the dads can still be extreme.
yeah, that's basically the whole point. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
nice.
just like, yeah, we're dads now. We're still cool, man. Still blowing up boats.
What is with that? Eh? Like when artists get to a certain age, like Eminem, where they gotta still prove they're cool.
Yeah,
You know, it's like,
It's like
alright.
"Hello, fellow youth," that classic Steve Buscemi meme.
All right, we're gonna get into the episode.
Indeed. Should we give a explanation to our listeners as to why we haven't recorded in so long?
Yeah, actually, that's a good call, Kieran. Do you want to take it away? Do you want to explain?
I guess, yeah, sure. Quick one. For those of you who don't live in New South Wales or Australia and aren't aware that we've been under lockdown for the past just under 4 months,
Yeah.
thereabouts. That's the reason why we haven't actually been allowed to be here in person talking to one another. And there are workarounds like going through Skype and Zoom, but honestly here at Rap Reviews we loathe that idea and we want to be here in person having a beer discussing hip hop. So sorry for the lack of content, listeners or listener.
But if you want us at our best, you got to be patient. That's
Yeah,
what it is.
exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, you could be very patient
Be
listening to
very
Rap
patient
Reviews.
sometimes. We don't want to harp up.
I think it will be the 40th episode in nearly 4 years.
Go us. Hey, 10 episodes a year is, I don't know, pretty good.
If they were like really well researched, if they were just the kind of quality that we put out.
Hey, I can be proud of maybe 7% of the episodes we put out.
Yeah, that's probably fair, really.
Out of the amount of episodes, it's quite a lot.
All right. So we are doing someone. This guy's album was supposed to just be coming out. Pretend you were 4 months ago, I guess. And and this album's just come out. He's been hot on the scene since about 2008, I believe. when
Drake
he
and
came-
Kanye haven't dropped yet, so no one's having that conversation.
Yeah.
Unless that happens, before we release this episode. But
Should we do
we're going to
it?
release this before it comes out.
Quick little rundown of what's happened since we've been away. Tyler released an album. I think Dave released an album that's very good.
Mm-hmm.
Nas, what's his name? Nas XT. Nas.
Oh, Lil Nas X.
I haven't listened to all of it yet, but that seems all right.
Yeah.
He's released an album. What is it? Nicki Minaj. Was it Nicki Minaj? Who said that they didn't want to get vaccine because it made their cousin's balls?
The cousin's
that was
friend's
Nicki
balls.
Was it Nicki Minaj?
Yeah, it was
That was
Minaj.
She said that. She did that. Eminem has come out with a a mom's spaghetti chain. He's opened that up and he was serving people just to show how cool and laid back he is.
Even though it looks extremely angry and confused in every photo.
Kanye released an album.
Yeah.
And he dropped it by being a church.
Yeah.
No, like a church that he used to go to, or his childhood house.
I think it was his childhood house.
Yeah, turned into a church
Inside of a stadium.
Yep.
Which he lived out of for a few weeks while finishing the album. And a lot of people thought that he was holding Mike Dean hostage, which I don't think was the case.
So yeah, all that's happened since
Drake brought an album out.
Oh, Drake
with
did?
possibly one of the worst singles of all time in what's the song called? I'm Too Sexy, Way Too Sexy, whatever it is.
And one of the worst album arts I've ever seen.
None of it's good. There's nothing redeemable about it at all, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I was actually going to do that song, funny, for this episode, the new Drake single, because it was so big, and I thought it would be a fun one to do. Read the lyrics, not worth it.
No.
I would like to eventually do a Drake song one day.
Yeah.
One of these.
We'll get there.
one of these
I feel like we have to. We're obliged to.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
Drake has had some influence over hip hop.
Oh, definitely.
Depending on whether you'd like to consider Drake hip hop or not.
It's true. Yeah. I hate to say it, but it is like he has left his mark.
Oh, he has, yeah.
For better or worse.
Yeah. He's the reason why now more rappers feel confident in singing when sometimes they shouldn't.
Sometimes they should just stick to fucking rap.
All right, what's the song?
Okay, so Tyler, the Creator's new album, the song we have picked today to do is called Massa. Does anyone know what Massa means?
Is it an acronym, I'm guessing?
It's not an acronym, no.
How do you spell it?
MASSA.
Massa. No, I got no guesses. I don't even want to try and guess this.
I feel like it might be something religious.
Ooh, no, it's actually pretty simple when you figure it out. Yeah.
Is it street lingo or is this proper Oxford fucking dictionary shit?
No, this is it's a slang way of saying another word. A southern slang way of saying a word.
All right, fair
Mass, like a master.
That's it, dude.
Oh.
So he's owning back to slavery times.
This is a serious shift for Tyler. He's never really been too political. He's been more, I guess, introspective on past albums, talking about own experiences rather than the broader kind of world outside of him.
Well, it's funny you say that
And
because
he started off as a shock jockey, more or less, you know?
Yeah.
Definitely. That kind of offbeat humour that he's famous for.
Yeah.
Funny you say that though, because even though the title is that, this song actually is a bit more about personal experience and growth. So,
Oh, I see.
you're on the money.
You can't change Tyler, no matter how much you want to.
He's gotten older and more, I guess, like he's softened, I guess, a little bit, right?
He has, yeah. His image has changed quite a bit, and as we'll find out in this song, it's not only a conscious decision, but he's very much aware of it. You know? Yes.
It's weird the guy that goes from like having a fucking scary film clip where he's got black eyes and he's like hanging out with cockroaches.
Eating cockroaches.
Then he has an album called Flower Boy.
Yeah.
Was that everybody else's like first introduction to Tyler through Yonkers and that video clip?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's the very first thing I saw.
I think I watched someone showed me in high school. They were like, "You got to check
Yeah.
this film clip out," and I was like, "It scared the shit out of me."
Dude, that whole album, the lyrics are so dark, but it was new. You didn't hear that kind of like on its brutal realism.
you know, he was actually banned from Australia for many years.
Yeah, and New Zealand and the UK as well. I'm pretty sure, probably a host of other countries.
Now he's probably one of the first rappers that any country would welcome to come.
Yeah, no, I think
I
he still has problems in some places, just because like they go usually like fix it up for him now. But I think because, it was weird though. I think what was the song? It was the second track in the first album. When he's talking about at the end when he's got the piece about Bill O'Reilly.
Fuck Bill O'Reilly.
He says that quite
Love his
often.
gravelly voice.
Yeah. That was
Has
the
to
first thing
be.
I got when I first listened to
Like
Tyler.
fuck shit.
Oh, fuck,
shit.
burn school, whatever, burn shit. Whatever,
That was the
yeah.
one in Australia we were like, that's not cool.
Yeah, I
I
remember.
think a lot of parents were like, he's gonna make our kids crazy.
Oh man, the parents have always been up in arms about hip hop. It's ruining our kids.
Back to Limp Bizkit, now they're the dads. But when I first heard Yonkers, that was like the first thing that I thought was his voice was just like, whoa, nobody else sounds like this.
He has to have probably one of the deepest voices in hip hop.
Yeah, and it worked so well with that video of him eating the cockroach in black and white, and it was like,
Yeah, for sure.
it was quite cool.
Oh, it's like for that decade, probably one of the most like successful singles you got to think in rap music, right? I think so. Like in terms of just like he kind of made the whole like everyone aware of like Wolfgang and then the success that everyone has like since then, like El Sweatshirt and what's her name?
Sid.
And Frank as well.
With the internet and Frank Ocean, and what's his name? Who's in the internet with Steve Lacy? Kind of got into, he helped kind of push this whole group of people.
Even Vince Staples to a certain extent, he sort of came up through them as well, and that's how he got his name out too.
Yeah,
Through Odd Future.
Yeah, because he was really good friends with Earl Sweatshirt.
I actually read the other day that Mac Miller was the reason why Vince started taking rapping more seriously because he listened to a few of his like demos and he was like, "Dude, these are fucking good. You should." And he actually helped make his first couple of singles with him.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Mac Miller, the influence can't be understated.
yeah. I guess he seemed like since his death, it seems like more stories come out where he just low key helped a lot of people. Didn't really, which is insane. He's like the opposite to Drake, where almost like he was a good person.
Believe it or not, they exist. They're out there.
And actually, the guys that gave him the fentanyl and told him it was something else, looks like they could be going to jail for the rest of their lives. So that's
No shit.
pretty positive news, at least. Because they continued to give the fentanyl drug to other people after they knew it killed Mac Miller.
So dog.
What pieces of shit? Like, cunts.
I even said it in the text message to each other. People are dying left and right. We're going to be more careful. How about just stop killing people? How about that? All right, gentlemen. Back to Massa. It's been a while since we've done this. I'm not sure how to jump in here. Whack a seatbelt on and just dive into the lyrics.
Yeah, that's it. Just start reading them out.
Okay, I'll quickly just say the reason I did pick this song over other songs on the album was because I feel like this sort of like incorporates like a lot of the themes of the entire album in a tight 3 minutes, and it's not like oversaturated or anything, or like it's not too much going on. It gets to the point quite well.
It's the topical sentence of the album.
It's perfectly put.
Thanks, man.
Good on you.
I had to really go back to English. Just there.
Would some say emblematic of the album as a whole?
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes, they would.
See, I got big words too, Marnie. You're not the only one in here who's been brushing up on thesaurus over lockdown.
You just trumped me.
Dude, I've been whipping out that thesaurus every day to pass the time.
Could you say that it is potentially a microcosm of the entire album's themes?
We've just been fucking showed up.
I don't even know if that makes sense or not. So let's proceed.
Look,
words are fun. We gotta
Words are.
I also like to photosynthesize words into my vocabulary.
Okay, we'll start off with the intro to the song, which has Tyler sort of just talking over the beat and introducing his thoughts on things. Whatever your shit is, man, do it. Whatever brings you that immense joy, do that. That's your luxury. The greatest thing that ever happened to me was being damn near 20 and leaving Los Angeles for the first time. I got out of my bubble. My eyes just wide. My passport is the most valuable.
Yeah, right. So Tyler talking about pushing himself outside that comfort zone. He's been reading his self-help books. He's been taking the advice of his psychiatrist.
So yeah, pretty straightforward. Yeah, pretty self-explanatory. He's finding out like it takes to leave where you're from to properly like discover who you are. You know, otherwise if you stay stagnant somewhere, you're only going to see what's around you. So you need to get out, venture, check out the rest of the world, and see, you know, to really understand who you are, which is quite funny. We were talking about earlier in Yonkers. Tyler's changed quite a bit from then.
Yeah.
Obviously, these experiences have all like led to this. So
you can't be sheltered.
You can't be sheltered.
I guess he's also imparting his own advice onto others, encouraging them to focus on the shit they love.
Yeah.
Their passions.
Yeah.
Who cares what anyone thinks? Do what you want to do.
Bit of Cosmic Shame from Tenacious D, you know, if you know that song.
No, I don't actually.
Yeah.
Is it off the Phoenix album?
No, it's in the first one.
Oh.
Yeah. No, it's in the show, sorry.
Oh, right.
It's like, you know, go do craft and I'll come and check on you, you know. And if it's good, I'll tell you to keep going. But if it's bad, I'll tell you to stop.
Wish you well at someone like that. That'd be good, man.
Yeah. Oh, do you want me to motivate you more? Do you want me to, like, you know, bang on your door in the morning? So get out of fucking bed.
Yeah, I feel like the cat does that already, so.
Yeah. When he wants food, he wants food. I want that meow.
Meow. Right, meow.
Meow.
Okay, so then we kick into the chorus. Massa couldn't catch me. My legs long than a bitch. Got too much self-respect to wash my hands before I piss. They try to talk to me. I'ma just go.
Who washes their hands before they piss? That's a weird one.
Well, I think that's the whole point, is like he's so respectful that he's like overdoing it to the point of like...
Do you reckon COVID's maybe had
okay.
something to do with that as well, though? Like he's
worried about the
little
little viral particles getting up his pee hole.
Well, they just say a lot of people will be more like germ focused, have germophobias after this whole thing. So maybe it's already taken its little, you know, claws into Tyler, and now he's washing his hands before and after pisses.
That is exemplary fucking hygiene being demonstrated here by Tyler.
Yeah.
Love what we see.
Yeah, very low chances of getting infections.
Yeah.
I'm sure he trims his nails.
He's a very clean looking dude. He looks very tidy.
He does
and
look-
Oh
sanitary.
yeah, he's got that real kind of like beautiful golf aesthetic that's going on with his newfound fashion. He used to be like full skater boy back in like
Yeah,
the
Supreme
early
and nothing
2010s.
else.
Is that like a little reference to his clothing label?
Yeah, that's what I thought you were trying
Well,
to
it
do.
is right. Golf Wang. Is,
Yeah.
yeah, but it's like very like golf influence, like golf meets streetwear. It's sick. I love it. It's very unique.
I could never afford any of it.
Oh, definitely not. No. No, and I'm not going to be queuing up outside of a store for like 3 days in a row, camping out to go and get some new, fresh Tyler merch.
I swear he did, at least in Australia. I can't speak for the rest of the world, but I feel like he helped make 5-panel hats really cool.
For sure.
Like all of a sudden, everyone was just rocking 5 panels.
What's a 5-panel?
It's like the hats that he always wears.
They're too hard to describe. But
Yeah.
look up a photo and you're done. And don't give me cross eyes.
That's way too much, dude.
It's like the hat that he always like.
Yeah,
wears.
yeah,
like
yeah,
the hat style that he always wears.
Yeah.
And they became like real big in like skater scenes.
Yeah. Not a flex fit.
No.
I say we bring back the flex fits.
I actually don't look good on my head. 5 panels, unfortunately.
No, they don't, they're not for everybody.
No, they're not for my head. That's for sure.
I don't think they look too good on my head either. This pasty ginger needs a bucket hat.
Okay. I think all he's basically saying there is that like his master can't catch him, even though like today slavery's not a thing, but it's still like carries on from it in America especially.
Systemic racism, etc.
So I think he's basically saying that like even though that's the case, he found a way to break out of it, and like master couldn't catch him because he was doing his own shit. You know what I mean?
Forge his own path.
He broke away.
Too unpredictable for Massa.
Ooh, maybe.
Was that King Kuta who broke away? Who got away?
I know they chopped his legs off.
Oh, Jesus. Fuck. I thought that guy would get away and had a sick
I think
time.
that was the whole. I don't know the whole story. Probably should speak on all that now. I don't know.
Well,
Maybe watch Roots or
let's
something.
just hope that he had a great time after he got away from the evil slaves,
Yes,
and he
Yes,
didn't
yes,
have
yes.
his legs cut off. He's a sick cunt,
Okay.
and he lived happily ever after.
So we kick into the verse where Tyler says, carrying on from the end of the chorus, which is, I'ma just go. So he's about to tell us, right? Yeah, when I turned 23, that's when puberty finally hit me. My facial hair started growing. My clothing ain't really fit me. That caterpillar went to cocoon. Do you get me?
That caterpillar went to cocoon.
That's
As
a
in,
good one.
like, it's just him evolving. Like,
That's it, metamorphosing.
yeah, he's basically just describing the way us human beings evolve over time, our development, some would say.
Yes, I don't know how legit this is, but I feel it's a pretty solid like double entendre. Surely it is, because it carries on from the facial hairline. So is that like saying his little caterpillar moustache has now turned into a cocoon-sized one because he's become a man?
Yeah, I've never seen Tyler with any facial hair, though.
I feel like I've seen him with a moustache.
I feel like I've seen him with a mustache, but fucking moustache, but only in like Loiter Squad when he's like dressing up.
Yeah, or I can for some reason picture him with like a thin Frenchman's moustache. Am I just dreaming that? Has that been somewhere?
I could definitely picture him with like a thin little John Walters style pencil moustache.
Actors of like the 50s and 40s. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tyler's definitely got that old man kind of vibe, like I think a bit tongue in cheek that you say, like again, referencing back to the golf clothes, like, the kind of typical like plaid patterned like vests that he wears.
Yeah.
It's very like octogenarian.
Funny enough, back to Limp Bizkit again. That's kind of what Fred Durst is wearing on the cover for the Dad Vibe song.
See, it's like he's affecting the dads now.
Yeah, and dude, Limp Bizkit used to be like really like aggressive and shocking. Limp Bizkit and Tyler?
Do you reckon they should do a collab?
Oh no,
Nah, that would be sick.
definitely not.
I would pay to see that.
Oh, listen, yeah, sure.
Oh, by the way, just a little circle back on King Kuta is a character in the 1997 6 novel Roots, the Saga of American Family by American author Alex Haley. Yeah. But he was based on basically one of his the writer's ancestors, who was a Gambian man who was taken to America in he died in 1822.
Right.
So like it's based on basically his
Did they chop his legs off?
Duck. I don't know. But
Jury's still out on that one.
wait, how did he die?
We can get back to that.
Yeah, we'll say.
Wait, got this. He dies of a broken heart.
Oh,
Like metaphorically, or
that's almost worse than dying of losing your legs.
yeah.
Doesn't that usually happen when it's like a couple and one of them dies and the other one dies afterwards? Like a broken heart syndrome?
I don't know. Is that a thing?
Oh, I think it was. I don't know. Maybe I'm just taking all that from Scrubs, which I probably definitely not. Definitely not on the medical journal or anything like that.
There could be some ounce of truth to it. I don't know. That's something we can all aspire to look up after this show.
Yeah, it's quite romantic, the idea. I like it.
But anyway, sorry for derailing us.
No, it had to be done. Otherwise.
So his caterpillar moustache turned into a cocoon. Yeah, we've all agreed.
Basically, he's developing.
He's developing.
And he's aware of it.
Yes,
he's noticing
yes,
the changes in his own body, in his own life.
This guy gets it. All right.
Yep. Good stuff, guys. You guys are fucking nailing it.
See, I was shifting. That's really why Cherry Bomb sounded so shifty. My taste started changing from what it was when they met me. But first impression is everything. Ain't wanna let me go.
Do you think this is Tyler like addressing some of his critics that are like, or some of his younger fans who are like, bro, you used to be like so melancholic and aggressive, and here you are pumping out like these fucking like the last few albums have been super poppy and just like soft.
Yeah, I think that's 100%.
But they're not even like poppy though.
I mean, compared to like his old like.
Yeah, but like Igor like has like no commercial sound to it at all.
It seems like they're more self-reflective rather than him just being angry at everyone and like yelling at everyone. Now these ones are a bit more like, oh shit, maybe I feel a certain way about some things, you know, like about myself and where I sit.
But it's like, well, when did he like break out with Yonkers? He was like 17 years old, wasn't he?
19. I think he does reference that in this song. I think he was 19.
Yeah, so yeah, I guess like you obviously your mindset changes a lot now as how old? 20.
He's
20. I think he's 30 now.
I think he's 30. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, 1991 he was born.
Yeah.
Feels weird to think him as a 30-year-old.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess that's obviously also just saying, same thing. You leave where you're from, you discover yourself, you sort of.
Also just shows that he's a normal human being, just like you and I, you know, we've all changed, we're all different, we've gone through our experiences, matured, some would say.
So imagine if you had got cancelled like 5-6 years ago, you know, like
exactly.
maybe wouldn't have that opportunity to change, you know?
He's just saying, he's like, I've grown, guys. I'm not the same person I was.
Yeah, so stop
I'm mature.
Stop telling me that you want to hear. You stop telling me that you want to hear what you used to hear, because it ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna come out.
Well, that's also again why I picked this song was because as I said, it's like a tight 3 minutes of like the entire album's themes, which are the perspective of his fans, and that like a lot of people were annoyed by Igor and Flower Boy saying like, why, as you were saying, why have you gone soft? Like we like this hard, aggressive Tyler, like a lot of the younger fans and like heavier rap fans in his audience.
They wanted to go back to basics.
Basically. So this is why he like employs DJ Drama on the album. So like constantly throughout the album, DJ Drama's just yelling out, "This is a hit," and all this stuff like that. And
I hated that.
yeah, but that's like the whole point. It's meant to annoy you
I
because
know.
it's like say, like, okay, you want aggressive, like annoying rap? I'll give you that then. That's fine if that's what you
But
want.
like honestly, it's like it was like fuck. All right, dude, I get it. Like it's like all right.
Is it
You bet.
more or less jarring than DJ Khaled constantly
sucks.
announcing
it's
himself?
less jarring than that, surely.
No, but it's like not much. Like it's pretty bad because it's like it's every
Marginally
song.
better.
It's like nearly every song that has that shit, and you're like, I feel like I accidentally downloaded it illegally.
I wonder if that's what he's going for too, like a Dat Piff mixtape style thing.
Remember
too,
they
where
used
he's
to
like-
do that? This is the new shit.
Funny, actually. I wonder if he would have preferred to have got DJ Khaled for that reason, but DJ Khaled is not a fan. I don't know if you guys remember that when Igor came out.
No.
DJ Khaled did an online video where he was like blowing up because saying that his album should have won the Grammy for Best Rap Album, but Igor did, and he was pissed off that it didn't win. And his argument was that nobody listened to the Tyler album, and Tyler's album doesn't get played in Kmart, so why would anyone care? And he's like, I make music for people to listen to in their cars and stuff. Like, that should be the thing that wins. And he got really upset about it. And Tyler...
No, dude, he is right though. Like his music would play in Kmart over Igor.
Oh, yeah, I'm not disagreeing with that. Does that make it a better album? Good Lord, no, dude.
How does that aid his argument that you just ought to have a Grammy because my music is played in fucking Kmart, glorified elevator music?
It is weird for the Grammys to go a more arty album though over.
Well, Tyler was actually kind of annoyed that he won rap album because he was like, it's not really a rap album. Why would you put me in that category? Like, put it in like pop albums or put it in like...
Because you're a rapper, Tyler.
That's basically
Was
just
this
like,
was this when he was coming out and again being like, I don't know why it's called urban. Like,
yeah, that
why
was
is
before
there the
this
title?
even, yeah.
Okay,
And
yeah.
I think they've taken the urban category away now, which is like really shouldn't have taken someone telling them to do it to realize that doesn't make any sense. But
And do you think this is on the back of Tyler's kind of
comments.
yeah.
Well,
Right
I guess
on.
if you win it and then you're like, fuck this, it's gonna make them really go like, does anyone even want this?
Fine, you don't want it.
I think it was a few years ago, like Lizzo or someone was in the urban category rather than the pop one. And it was just like, that makes no sense, man. It's like one of the biggest pop albums of the year. Like,
Why is she in it? Because she's black.
yeah, basically. That was his point. He's like, she's
But like, yeah, what is urban? Hey, it's a bit of a tough one because like she does semi rap. Like I quite like Lizzo. Like she does kind of throw in little bars here and
well,
there.
same with Tyler
but
and Igor. He raps occasionally on it. Right?
Yeah, he does for sure. But I guess it isn't. They're not really rap albums per se.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess they rap as much in their albums respectively as like Red Hot Chili Peppers, but they're still considered like rock albums.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Or Limp Bizkit. Bringing him back.
Yeah, Limp Bizkit has to be brought up once every
dads.
5 minutes.
I'm pretty excited to show you the track after the recording. I'm not gonna lie.
This episode's been sponsored by Limp Bizkit.
Yeah, let's quickly get through this episode so I can listen to that new
let's
Limp
move on. They got
Bizkit
on the next
album.
episode. I ain't give no. Always curious as a child and asking questions, so I ain't give no fucks if and buts if they accept me. Yo, my boy Skateboard P gave me that speech in Italy session. Thankfully, by hour 3 it detoured perspective. Thoughts changed so rapid, turned to butterfly, flower boy happened.
So he met a fella and he inspired him to write
Skateboard P, Pharrell.
Pharrell.
That's who he's referencing there.
One of his biggest influences.
Yes. So he's saying that obviously they had a recording session in Italy, and during that session, like apparently Pharrell spoke to him for like hours and gave him like, all this advice, saying like,
Do you reckon he was wearing a wacky hat?
"Oh, 100%."
Well, without a doubt.
It's like he stops losing focus on him talking, and he's just like, dude, that hat is nuts.
It always reminds me of the hat in The Simpsons where Homer has the camera in it when he goes to the quickie bar.
You're just hearing all this sage advice coming from Pharrell, but you can't get... Oh, no, not Siri. Don't get away, Siri. You're getting all this sage advice coming from Pharrell and just cannot get away from, what is that hat? What are you wearing on top of your head?
You just come away with like, man, that hat was wise. Like,
He always wears clothes that's way too big for him, man. Like back in the days with the Neptunes and stuff, he always wore like baggy pants that were like 8 sizes too big for him, or like shirts like that. And now he's just switched up wearing hats that are like 8 sizes too like big for him. But yeah, I think he's actually saying that like Pharrell's speech that he gave him and like this talk led him just look at music a bit differently, and that's sort of what he says led to Flower Boy and how he got those sounds out was through Pharrell, like giving him advice and like a different perspective on music.
oh, that would also make sense. Like, Pharrell has got more of that pop kind of background.
Yeah.
Like, you know, weren't they like the whiz kids in Neptune when they were starting up? Like, you know, if you wanted to make a pop song, you'd go to them. That helped make a track. So yeah, maybe that's maybe why Flower Boy and Igor kind of have more of that feel.
Yeah, definitely. And I guess it also lends also to like, it's just pushing in that Italy was the place that it happened. It's also saying that he left California to like discover.
We
that.
get it. You travel.
Yeah, the album cover is his passport, his driver's license, or his passport. It's all stamped out. So like, yeah, obviously what he's going for. All the bees buzzed me. The bugs screamed they love me. First time I private airlined, accolades, song got airtime.
So I guess like is he talking about the shift and how it's changed? How he's now getting, you know, like he's getting public attention that he didn't before. Like
more commercially successful now because of Flower Boy, because he changed the sound, and now like not just like rap young kids and teenagers listening to him. Now everyone else is like, well, this is interesting music, like adults and like with that like.
And then like the accolades with like Igor and how it kind of got like maybe something, you know, a placement that he didn't agree with.
Yeah. And then also like the bees buzz me and the bugs scream. That's obviously just like a reference to like Flower Boy and its themes and its cover with all the bees all over the flowers and stuff.
It could also be a reference to Wu-Tang's Killer Bees. Oh, actually, maybe
Could be, I guess.
I gotta derail this puppy real quick to tell Kieran something I actually haven't told him right.
You've got 30 seconds.
I got 30 seconds. All right, I'm gonna try to make it quick. So I was working on this movie that, and the movie didn't have RZA in it, but RZA was working on another movie next to it. This is at Fox, and
What, RZA's in the country?
yeah, I think maybe I don't know at the moment, but at the time, anyway, I looked down and this guy's like, "Yo, man, carpentry. I think this shit's amazing. It's such a. I've always been super fascinated." And I look up because I'm standing on a trailer, like unloading some like a load of shit, and I look up and it's literally RZA. And I was like, I literally said out loud, I was like, "Holy shit, RZA!" And he just looked at me. He's like, "Anyway, man, carpentry." He's like talking to my boss. I was like, "Is this guy fucking for real?" He's like, I've always think it's so cool how you guys do all this stuff. He's like, "Anyway, have a good day, guys."
I don't think RZA has an ounce of sarcasm in his body. Everything he does so sincerely.
And me and Ben were literally like 2 weeks before that, were saying like, this guy is interested in everything. Like,
yeah, we're literally saying it'd be hard to be stuck with him for an hour or so because every little thing you'd bring up, be like, "Oh man, it's just so beautiful, man."
He's like Steven Seagal, where he's like a savant in everything. And
So carpentry is RZA's new big thing.
but when he was walking away, I was like, "You're a king, sir." He was like, "Respect my brother," and I was like, "Yes." The whole day I was just walking around like, I just said I got respect from fucking RZA. Did you get respect from RZA?
Dude, that brings our podcast a bit more like authority.
You've also had Common wave back to you before, haven't you?
I did,
Yeah.
And he waved back to no one.
And Questlove, you do something with Questlove once?
Oh no, Questlove didn't like me. I was like, "Yo, Questlove!" When we were walking, I was living in Vancouver, and he did not appreciate me yelling out to him in the middle of the street. He gave me that look like, "Fuck you, buddy." Like, you have to. But he's like, dude, he was walking around with like afro, coning hair, like classic jumpers that he'd wear on Jimmy Fallon. And I was like, dude, this is if you don't want someone to be like Questlove.
Is it just like an unspoken rule in Vancouver that celebrities don't get mentioned?
I think in like Van and Los Angeles and stuff where there's more of them, like less locals care.
Yeah.
So like it's kind of like they used to like like
They
Robert De
blend
Niro
in.
would just walk through New York and like no one says anything.
Yeah,
to him.
right.
That kind of vibe. But then
Yeah.
if you're a dumb Australian like me and you're like, oh my, I love the Roots. The Roots. The drummers here.
Well, it almost went the other way. With that mate of ours met the rapper Mr. Motherfucking Esquire, and when he met in America, and when he met him, they were talking to him after the show. And Esquire goes to him, "Oh, where are you guys from?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm from Australia." And he goes, "Shine your shoes, governor." So that's not us, man. That's not us.
Yeah, get outside your country a bit more, Americans.
Culturally, yeah, not the most reliable people are knowing. That's what Tyler's trying to say. Like, leave your country.
Yeah,
Get out, explore the world.
see how other people live because it's Okay.
But by the way, all the American listeners have been listening. Like, what up? Thanks.
Yeah, we and I'm sure that all the American listeners who are listening here, you've gotten outside your country and listened to a podcast that's not produced or made or funded
Yeah, you guys are the exception, man. Yeah.
in the
Appreciate you
US.
And I actually do. I know you've been to America. I think we've all been to America, haven't we?
Yeah, I loved it. I was in
Right
California.
there.
Very lovely
great
people,
place.
man.
It really is. I'm not even
Yeah.
just saying that to it is a lot of fun. Anyway,
Yeah. Anyway, grew into my style, body, and feelings, and fixed my hairline. Calmed down in front of cameras. Business hit tens of millions.
talking about the success of
Yeah. And just changing his public persona of not being the shot guy anymore and just sort of being a bit more grounded and just himself and not trying to prove anything.
Well, I guess that got him traction and attention in the first place and
Yeah,
really helped him
exactly.
because he is the founder of Odd Future, right?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, he's like, he's a leader, I guess. But
it was like the spiritual leader, but
Yeah.
they don't really exist much as a group per se anymore, right?
no, they've like officially disbanded like a while ago. Yeah.
But I guess like a lot of Tyler's commercial success then as well, when he's referring to these tens of millions, is not necessarily through his music, but through his fashion, through other
Yeah.
pursuits. Do you know he directed a ad for Mountain Dew? And it's of this. Watch it afterwards.
Is he in the ad
it's
or just directed?
I'm pretty sure he's not in the ad. He directs it, and it's a goat, like Felicia the goat, which
Yeah.
is his Twitter handle, and it's a goat getting fed like Mountain Dew at a cafe, and then just starts like abusing the waitress, and then he gets like pulled over by a cop, and it's like, "Don't check the trunk," and there's like this trunk full of like Mountain Dew, and then he just like starts running off, and then anyway, I'm not gonna explain the whole thing. Just go out and watch it. It's like 2.5 minutes.
Sounds insane.
It does sound insane.
What else would you expect coming from Tyler the Creator directing a commercial?
About Mountain Dew.
How does it even come about though? When you're like, oh, like we need a director for this ad. We better get Tyler to do it.
I don't know, because
Are we
again,
that
you want
star
to.
for director? Mountain Dew.
Commercial director.
I went to film school. I'll direct your next ad. I know I'm not a famous rapper, but I do have a cool podcast.
I'm not that little boy you was introduced to at 1'9", which I'm guessing it means 19. Mum was in the shelter when Yonkers dropped. I don't say it. When I got her out, that's the moment I knew I made it. So I actually had no idea of that either. Like,
Yeah, wow, fuck, that's incredible.
There you go.
That really
That
is.
sounded really like
Yeah, no.
sarcastic.
So, what does he mean by mum was in the shelter?
So it's obviously in like a homeless shelter
Yeah. Oh, right.
before
Do you mean- How is that the part you were like, wait, what?
so when Yonkers came
Shelter.
out, he was able to afford to get her out of there, which is like, and as he said, he never
Okay,
very
yeah.
rarely speaks on that.
Now
It's
that
like
it's
Sylvester Stallone with his dog in Rocky, when he sold the script, he was homeless and he had to sell his dog, and then when he sold Rocky, he bought his dog back.
Really?
Oh, that's a bit rough though, to compare Tyler's mum to Sylvester's dog.
I mean,
But
in the
still,
same,
like, you
in
get
the
the
same,
point. You get
Yeah, I didn't think of it that way.
Yeah.
analogous somewhat.
Yeah, similar stories.
Yeah.
But yeah, quite interesting. Huh? I don't come from money. They deny it, since I don't mirror the stereotypical products of my environment. So that again lends on from that. He never. I didn't know he grew up like in quite a poor area, and that apparently he did. Apparently, just because he's not like a gang affiliated and stuff, no one really assumes that he did, and he dresses quite colourful and that.
Yeah, but Benjamin, I got something to tell you.
What do you got?
He is black in America.
Yeah, but so are like the Banks family and Fresh Prince, and they're rich as hell. You know?
Yeah, like or Token in South Park. Yeah, no, there's definitely rich black people like Jay-Z and, you know.
Jay-Z definitely grew up black. I mean, forgot black. You grew up black. Didn't grow up rich.
I'm just saying, yeah, like, you know, it's not surprising.
Yeah, exactly. But it's interesting to hear it from Tyler, someone you wouldn't really necessarily like think of in that way, and I guess that's his point. Yeah. 8 figures in taxes taken. That shit is stupid. A flower gets its petal, they pluck it but never use it. It's still potholes in the schools. Where does it go? It's still loopholes that I use. Nobody knows.
Well, at least we know that Tyler pays more tax than Donald Trump.
Well, for that last line, I don't know if he's like evading tax somehow because he's found a loophole or something, but...
Oh, I mean, I guess any shrewd capitalist will find little holes in the system to prevent them paying tax, and soon maybe he'll be paying only $750 in federal income tax, like the former president.
Yeah, well, like they say, you know, what did Packer say, that any idiot would not try to avoid paying as much taxes as possible?
That is such a Packer thing to say.
But listen to the guy, guys. He's very rich.
But yeah, he's basically questioning there also like where the tax money is going, because he's obviously under suspicion that it's not all being used for where it's meant to be used, which, you know.
Oh, some would say maybe a little bit of corruption, hey?
Infrastructure, you mean? They should be going into infrastructure.
Yeah.
Or maybe, yeah. There's plenty of ways to spend tax, which we won't get into now.
Okay.
Apparently, though, there is a really bad infrastructure problem in America.
Yeah, right.
I have heard this as well.
Yeah, just interesting little side note. I'm sure he's talking about other things as well.
Well, he specifically says potholes in schools and whatever else. I think he's just talking in general, like doesn't seem to be
maintenance.
going where it should be going. Yeah.
You want to see maintenance done.
And he's spending a lot of money on taxes and saying, like, guys, come on.
Yeah, it would be annoying the
on?
more taxes you pay. I guess, yeah, the where you see it going.
Yeah.
But also maybe to speak a little bit analogy like again, he's talking about, you know, wanting to see those tax dollars spent wisely into infrastructure and maintenance of said infrastructure. Maybe he sees that as like self-care the country needs, like the self-care he's needed throughout his life in order to fix all the little potholes and cracks that have appeared and grow as the person that he is.
Damn.
Yeah, that's pretty fun.
That's nice, dude.
That's just my hot take.
No, that's a pretty hot.
I like that hot take. Back to the chorus where he slightly switches it up this time, but we'll go with it. Massa couldn't catch me on my legs long as a bitch. Got too much self-respect to wash my hands for a piss. They try to talk me up, but I keep it short like Caesar. Eyes open if I pray, because I can't trust God either.
Talking about Caesar, the Roman emperor?
Yes, he's quite short.
Yes.
Pretty much the same height as Napoleon, so I don't know why everyone's always talking about Napoleon all the time.
I think it was more commonplace when Caesar was...
Right.
Like 2,000 years ago, we're all like a lot shorter, so...
Right. So Caesar
like, close to... I think it was about, it was like 780 when he died.
And maybe Caesar getting so violently murdered helps take away some of the chatter about his height.
Yeah. Well, the thing is about Caesar is he was a dictator. He was a bit of a cunt. He was definitely just invaded a whole bunch of areas just because he wanted to, and just actually, your people, really, the Celtic people.
Yeah, he got up there. I don't think he survived too long. He was a bit too far away from.
He was up there for a fair bit and did a fair bit of divide and conquering. Like he get a lot of the goals to attack the Celts and Celtic people, and he was up there for a bit. He was a piece of shit in terms of like what he did, but I don't know why he's also very like. He's got like a little like people inspired by him still a lot, and he's still mentioned.
Yeah.
Just interesting.
I guess everyone's sort of inspired by someone who goes, like people are inspired by Tony Montana.
Yeah, exactly.
He also became a huge piece of shit in that movie. So.
Yeah. But it's weird. Like he was like a Hitler of his time. I guess like
it's just more commonplace.
Maybe
because
he helped us get the whole calendar thing going, and
invented modern maybe infrastructure, or like the state providing infrastructure to get back to. Gone from Limp Bizkit to infrastructure. Oh god, this is so dad like.
Because he was all about was it him that was all about the aqueducts?
Yeah.
Look at us go. It's all time back together.
Anyway, he's literally just said Caesar to reference being short with people. That's all.
Oh, I thought it was like being betrayed. being like precautious of being betrayed.
Yeah, because
maybe
then
it could be
he
honest
talks
with that
about like
too. Eyes
always
open,
praying
yeah.
with his eyes open because he doesn't trust God either.
All right,
Yeah,
well,
come
in
on,
words, I'm
give me
sorry.
that.
Yeah,
I don't
absolutely.
know much about
I'll pay
history.
that.
Yeah,
I'll pay
thank
that.
you. Thank
Benny,
you.
get
thank
off
you.
it.
Yeah,
sorry, guys.
Fuck you. I was circling back to that. You just rudely interrupted me.
All right, boys, we've got the break with DJ Drama. Y'all ready for this?
Give us your best.
Oh, I don't know if I can do it. Seeing that we only got one life to live, how far do you really want to take it? Don't let them ever tell you nothing you can't do.
Shit.
Is that a decent DJ?
That was inspiring as fuck.
Yeah, I don't want to listen to this album now.
Yeah, there's basically that laid out
Oh.
throughout the album. Him just yelling at you that you can do whatever you want and this is hot and whatever else. And
Yeah, it can go fuck itself. Really. Like, I tried to like the album, but I was like, every time I heard those, I was like, this makes it unlistenable. Like,
yeah, see, I didn't have that. I was fine with it.
yeah, but you're a moron. Yeah, all right, go ahead. You can respect the artistry, I can't.
Yeah.
You know, I try to respect it.
Isn't
but-
this the beauty of music? You know that it's polarizing. That certain things that other people. Anyway, move on.
but you're fucking wrong.
Whatever.
just gave up. Gave up halfway through the inspiring.
Yeah. no,
Okay.
moving on.
Second, and I believe to be the final verse, gentlemen. Yeah, I purchase more wheels when I feel like I'm third wheeling. My favourite part of the double R is the bird ceiling. The panoramic view of the sky and the sun beaming. The ray of light show that nobody is front seating.
What's the double R?
Rolls Royce.
Oh.
Yeah, it took me a hot minute to figure that out too.
Panorama, maybe just because like it's just surrounded in like there's so much window in those cars.
Yeah, basically it. And having the
So he's getting a bit braggadocious here.
yeah, with
as
the bird ceiling, obviously the sunroof, you can
Yeah.
put, or maybe it's convertible.
Wow, we were.
King of the castle.
I am Tyler with the Rolls Royce.
So he's saying when he feels like he's third wheeling, which I don't, maybe that means like he's not in media as much as he was, or maybe it's actually third wheeling like the Igor relationship through that album with the guy and the girl that he was seeing that guy and then the girl was like the part of it and like he was the third wheel. So he's like whenever he's feeling down basically and not wanted, he's just like fuck, I'm just gonna like spend the money I have on shit that I don't need. to
Bit
make
of
me feel better.
retail therapy.
Retail therapy, baby.
All right, fair enough. So it's not really super braggadocious. It's more like
No, it's more like I'm quite sad.
No,
I
I'm
hope this
very
helps, but I don't know if it
insecure.
is.
I'm admitting that to get over my own hang-ups, I go out and purchase expensive vehicles.
Kind of like Kanye's Welcome to the Heartbreak on 808s, where it's like, your daughter got a brand new report card, and I just got a brand new sports car, but he's like almost crying as he says it. And it's like, it's kind of really hard to feel for you when you say that, but you know.
It's like, Kanye, it's possible to have a sports car and a daughter. It's not impossible.
And I think
You with all the money you have, you could definitely make it happen.
well, he does have it. He's had that now.
He has done that now.
And
Are they divorcing though?
I think they have divorced. I think that's official.
That's so
I
sad.
don't really keep up. I don't really
Also,
get it.
while we were away, actually, Kim Kardashian were like a completely blacked out. She looked like a scary lady in a horror movie. Did you guys see that?
Oh, the Met Gala.
I just love how she rocks up and everyone's like, "Oh, look at Kim Kardashian!" Like, it's like, how the fuck do you even know it's her?
I don't have Twitter, but I was almost going to get Twitter for this one idea I had, which was to use that image of Kim Kardashian, because this is at the same time that Christian Porter had accepted that $1 million for his legal fund just blindly. He didn't know who it came from. Being like, it's all right, guys, we found who Christian Porter's legal fund is.
That could have been a good.
Could have been. Look, I wasn't enough on the polls, so it's done. But it's now out there on a recorded medium. So that was my idea first. If you see it popping around,
yeah, the last line there, the ray of light shows that nobody's in the front seat with him. It just shows that he's obviously alone driving, and this is like what makes him feel connected to something by buying shit. And
I get that. There's a bit of like, it's pretty therapeutic just buying stuff.
No, yeah, totally. Man.
You ever do that when you're a little bit down and you just buy
Man,
something?
last-
Yeah, especially when you buy
4
online
months.
and then you're like
Yeah.
excited for the whole week because you know the package is coming.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
although recently packages have been fucking like 3-4 weeks delayed.
Yeah.
Mm.
Give him a break, guys. It's been, it's been a whole pandemic.
Yeah, got to respect the postage.
I was just going to say how reliable our, postage situation is usually. But I don't know why I had to defend the postal service.
Yeah,
But I'm doing it.
There you go.
Yeah.
Also, a little
mate.
tidbit they've put
Go
here,
ahead.
here on Genius, which I think it's a bit of a stretch, but I'm going to bring it up anyway because it's personal to me. Where he says third wheeling, Tyler is like very well known that he like loves BMWs. That's his whole thing, and he loves specifically a 3 Series BMW, which just purchased about a month ago. So,
my god!
I don't know, dude. Me and Tyler, I don't know, dude. I don't know.
You suck so much.
Yeah, losing sympathy for you pretty rapidly here, Tyler.
Yeah, right, so that's fine. I'd put my secure. I'll just go for a drive with my top down, and then
You and Tyler can listen to this album together spiritually. Like, it's like, where are you, Ben? And you're like, where are you, Tyler? BMW boys forever.
Beamer boy.
He also says that he likes white boys, Ben. So
Yeah.
might be in there.
Yeah, I don't know. Would you call me white?
Would you suck and fuck him?
Yeah, no, he's got really good skin.
He does.
He does. He's got incredible skin.
He's got quite nice eyes.
Yeah, it looks like he would smell really good, you know? Like, not even wearing anything, just naturally. He's got that. He look like he'd have a nice
Yeah,
scent.
nice musk.
Yeah. He's definitely attractive. Like he's not ugly.
He's not ASAP Rocky attractive. But
No,
but he's hot.
not many
Yeah,
people are though. To
No,
be fair.
Yeah, that's like God tier. you
Or
know?
like Michael B. Jordan or someone like that, you know?
Yeah.
He's so dreamy, dude. No.
Settle down.
All I've seen of Michael Jordan recently is his like super red eyes. And I can't
Michael
get that.
B. Jordan.
Oh, Michael.
Yeah, I'm not talking about Michael Jordan.
He's like current sad Michael Jordan.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, really?
All right, let's move on. Let's get this all done with.
Yeah.
I'm on the hunt for perfect, but decent is what I've been on. I know she fell in love, but commitment is not my end goal. And all my friends that did got too comfy, a little chubby. And that drive to make that money dried up when that nose was runny.
So I think he's saying if you settle down and have family and kids, you're less likely to be driven because you got things that you got to take care of. That
Yeah, dog. That's
takes away from your ability to put yourself out there and like the arts that he goes after.
But could that be just Tyler falling ill to a misconception that artists need to have some level of like trauma and sadness in their life to really pump out good material? Maybe if he settles down and finds love and has a family, he'd still pump out some beautiful, thought-provoking music. Was all I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I think
that's a fair call.
I honestly think it's a good point. Like that whole like the idea that the artist needs to be this like tortured soul is kind of ridiculous in a sense. Because like even like comedians, like often you see them like, when they're younger, like Bill Burr making fun of the idea of having kids and you're overpopulating the world and we should be having less of us and there's fat fucks and then now it's like he has he has a kid, 2 kids and a wife, and he's still like, there's too many people and there's fat fucks. But exactly, like he hasn't changed. Like his comedy is still exactly the same. In terms of like if you like Bill Burr before having a kid, hasn't changed. Same like Tom Segura and a lot of comedians. I don't know. Apparently, it's a thing in the world of comedy that if you have a kid,
Your career dies.
yeah, you're gonna be
Or
like, you're less likely to be funny because you're gonna be like, like, hey guys, like I just had a kid, it's amazing, and it's made me realize the world's not as bad as it is. But you can still put on that persona, and same with rappers, they can still,
Yeah. So Tyler,
Tyler.
please just go out. If you
Yeah.
want to have a family, if you want to settle down, by all means.
Yeah, I think you should do it, Tyler.
Yeah.
I think you should just go back to her, maybe, or him, or whoever you want.
Well, we're about to get into that in the next couple of lines there, actually.
Because doesn't he swing both ways?
He does. We're about to find out exclusively. So, also just a quick thing. Genius had for the nose runny bit, but they had nothing about people having families. They took all those lines as rappers or like artists that didn't take it as seriously and became like drug addicts and stuff. And they're like, that's why the nose is runny, because of like coke. It's like, no, he's obviously talking about family. You don't have time for the other stuff, or you don't have the motivation anymore because you've got so much responsibility. That's what he's talking about.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
nose runny's the kid, obviously. Like.
Yeah, sometimes like especially I don't even really check Genius as much anymore because you can be kind of almost poisoned into thinking stupid stuff just because it's got a fair amount of upvotes.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, fuck the upvotes, man.
Yeah, like in Lucifer, an episode we did, like Best Baller, they were saying that that's a little reference to Biggie, but it's like no, he actually played with Bubba Lob, with the song is actually about. He was actually like really good at basketball, so it's like no, he's actually talking about. But in the episode, I think I read out there and I was like, oh no, it could be a reference to Biggie, but it's not.
Yeah,
it's a reference to his friend Bubba Lob.
Yeah.
But the idiots were like Biggie Smalls.
Yeah.
And I believed him. And then I said it on a podcast.
You chewed that up, hook, line, and sinker.
We ain't got to pay attention to the stuff that he battles. Everyone I ever loved had to be loved in the shadows. Tug of war with X and Y. Felt like a custody battle. Felt like the boat going down. Felt like I'm missing a paddle.
Jesus. Talking about some dark depression right now.
Yeah, everyone I ever love.
We got Kieran reading it over here.
Yeah,
sorry.
really deep into it.
Yeah, I really don't know where this is coming from. I know that his dad left him at a young age and that he's never really had a relationship with his father. So maybe this could be, I don't know, a bit of repressed trauma and aggression towards his dad for never being around them.
Yeah, that could
That's
maybe
pretty
make
violent.
sense. Yeah, like he's got commitment problems, probably spawning from that.
Yeah, definitely.
The first lines.
Certainly do. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. Tell me, how do you feel today?
Tyler, why can't you open up?
The opening line's interesting too. Where you ain't got to pay attention to the stuff that he battles. I'm guessing that's like him talking from like an audience perspective, being like, again, back to the old rap thing, and it's just like, we don't really care how he's fucking doing in general. We just want to hear like his rap shit.
Yeah.
When really he's just trying to say like, I'm actually feeling a few things I want to get off my chest here, guys. Like, and you guys, you know.
Which I would actually argue, I agree. Like, I don't care about your feelings, dude. You're supposed to just like, you know, say funny stuff.
He's evolved, man. He's been to Italy.
Talking about I'm different now. I've been to Italy. Imagine if like just going in, you have that Vicky and Cristina Barcelona experience.
Barcelona?
Barcelona, have you seen that movie? Where they're just, you know, it's just more about going somewhere and just having this life altering experience of love. Yeah.
Eat, pray, love.
It's a Woody Allen movie. Ooh,
You didn't have to say that. As long as you left ignorant to the fact that it's a Woody Allen movie.
Yeah, let them do the research if they're actually interested, and let them be like, "Oh, it's a Woody Allen movie."
Or when it pops up, Weinstein production. I feel like half of the movies, like from the 90s and early 2000s, are just completely. Well, I mean, if you're gonna, you just gotta like shield your eyes when that comes over.
What? Like the Weinsteins? I know those fuckers had a hand in every good movie in the 90s and the 2000s.
So annoying.
You watch like anything, you're like, fuckers. Yeah. It's actually, you know what else has happened since we've been away? Looks like fucking R. Kelly is going to jail for quite a while.
Oh shit, I didn't even know.
And now I think it's official that I might have to take it off my playlist, my big playlist.
Yeah, right.
Bump and Grind might have to go.
Yeah, that's an especially like.
I know it's
concerning song to have.
It came on the other day. No shit. Yesterday, I was just listening to music and it came on, and I was like, I used to be like, you know, like it's fucked up, but I can block it out. But now it's just like, nah, this is too much now.
You could probably get away with still listening to Ignition, but the lyrics of Bump and Grind with my mind's telling me no, my heart's telling me yes is
but my body,
my body. Yeah, maybe you shouldn't.
My
listen
body. Yeah, exactly. Like, is this a fucking pedophile's like journal?
Yeah.
Anyway, so it's been a while. We've been away for a while trying to catch up.
I don't know if you guys picked up, but then obviously the line in there is everyone I loved had to be loved in the shadows. I think that is him referencing that he's closeted. And then the whole battle with X and Y is obviously the chromosomes, and he wasn't sure which way he wanted to lean to.
Yeah, okay.
So he's saying it was like obviously hard on the people that he loved because he had to keep them a secret too from the world because he wasn't sure where he was or what was going on.
Yeah.
And that's obviously what led to him thinking like, oh shit, this boat's going down and I need a paddle. Like, I don't know what's happening now. Like, I'm losing my mind. Spiraling.
Yeah. I guess because, for a normal person, it's hard. These things can be hard enough, but then when you've got like public image involved as well.
Yeah, especially when you're like
like
a rapper as well, and you're like in that very like masculine scene, and like, you know, which now is changing a lot with like Lil Nas X and Frank Ocean and people. And like Kevin Abstract for
sure.
And like,
yeah,
but you can understand.
Which is actually really like healthy and good because
it's
like
yeah. But you could tell, like, obviously where he came from and all those fans that were asking him to go back to the aggressive rap shit probably weren't the fans who were super comfortable, like, letting him come out with that stuff.
Well, yeah, and when he was throwing, like, homophobic slurs out left, right, and centre, and now to see him then as a gay man.
It's like, oh, that's why he was doing it. Okay.
Wait, so he was like the dad in American Beauty this whole time? What?
Might buy that crib in Seattle, covered in grass, lacking gravel. It comes with 2 boats and cattle. I'm living sweet, ain't you heard?
So this is again just like part of his maturation process. He's gone from what he was back in the past, an insolent little odd shit, to but like a lovable odd shit, to being like, you know, following a typical path of like entering your 30s, thinking about getting yourself a little cute house, What else he said here?
Cute hands. Yeah, basically, I think he's also saying too, the fact that he's got like covered in grass and lacking gravel seems that he's like wants to just disappear and go like remote somewhere where he can get away from all the shit and like not have to confront the fact that he's like feels a certain way in front of the world. And it's like, well, I'm just going to turn my back and run away from it and like go. And that's how I took that. But also that too, I think that like now he's sort of deciding that like, oh, I should buy somewhere around the country and like, you know,
get away from the city.
Essentially,
The fumes, you get to see the lights a lot more, less light pollution.
Might think it'll add some years to his life.
Usually a good bakery around out in the country.
Yeah, good bakery, good butcher.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind doing it one day.
Maybe a little honky tonk bar. I mean, probably not up in Seattle, but
yeah, Seattle seems like an odd area to pick. But it rhymes with cattle, so I go ahead. He also says, "Ain't you heard?" which is like a herding cattle as well.
Oh, what are you
didn't
saying?
pick up on
That's
that.
little.
That's like Eminem level shit.
Oh, Mom Spaghetti.
Mom spaghetti.
Check out my new restaurant. It's called Mom Spaghetti.
This perspective from the beak of the bird. You hope I peek. You take my piece. You gon' see me and run like thieves in the night. I'm paranoid. I sleep with a gun.
Shit. Like, not on him, like underneath him or something, right? Like, jeez, 'cause that's dangerous.
It's dangerous.
You better hope he's not sleeping with a gun.
so I think he considers himself to be quite aware of not only himself but what's going on around him when he's talking about having the perspective of a bird from his beak. Like, I see all, I know all.
Yeah, it's like he's hovering above everything and seeing what's going on. And, maybe
And
that's just
back to
making him
that
more
paranoia of the Julius Caesar thing I was talking about, that he's afraid of everyone because he might be betrayed.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to make it work, guys.
Nice. I
I
like
get
that.
it.
That's a nice little callback.
Thank you.
Hey, I was always on board
Go
with
back.
you. I was always
Yeah,
on
you
board
true.
with your Caesar talk.
I don't know.
It was,
I was
it was-
locking more eyes with, and I should have been locking more eyes.
Yeah,
with
look,
you.
I don't know.
It was
mate.
Ben who was the
You're right.
doubter.
That's true.
I don't know, for some reason, it looked like I was taking it out on you. I'm sorry for that. I haven't seen you in so long. I live with this guy.
Yeah, fair enough. Water under the bridge, boys.
The heat on my dungaroos because they beefing for fun. I'm vegan for now. I'm conscious. Know my hands meet when I bow.
Ooh. So he wants to show some respect.
Yeah, I feel like he's trying to almost saying like he's above the violence and that now. And he's like, you know what? I'm vegan now. I'm also like, I don't know. Maybe he's joined like a monastic.
But he doesn't want beef.
Yeah, and that's a little like just something cheeky. And then also, my hands meet when I bow. Meet.
Fucking this guy's like the Todd with his double entendres. A little dated reference. We just watched Scrubs recently.
Yeah.
Locked down. That's what happens.
Every season but the last.
Oof.
Was the last one trash?
It's not good. No.
Okay.
Any Scrubs fans out there will know that.
You're not looking at one.
You don't like Scrubs?
No, not that I don't like Scrubs. I've just never taken the time to. Yeah, you look physically disgusted when I said that.
I am a little bit.
Yeah, I can see. I can feel how much that hurt you. That sentence.
Yeah, well, it just taught me a lot about how to feel and how to act.
Especially from people
Just
who don't watch
informed me
it.
a lot. That's all. But anyway, it doesn't matter.
Alright, I'll fucking watch it then.
I don't want to be like the guy in Clockwork Orange with your eyes peeled back, being forced to
Yeah,
watch it.
that will be me.
All right, go ahead.
I'm grateful you N-words hateful. You eat at me, you got a full plate. You can't relate to these things I say to these instrumentals. Whether it's wealth talk or shit, that's painful. I paint full pictures of my perspective on these drum breaks, just for you to tell me it's not good from your lunch break.
Ooh,
Is he taking a swipe at critics?
He is indeed, I think.
is that us?
It's like, yeah, probably.
Yeah, technically.
We're not. Oh yeah, I guess we're critiquing it a little bit.
But I think it's more like the hip hop fans.
And it is lunch.
They want the
It is
rap stuff
lunchtime.
back.
The show is called Rap Review.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically it. It's like I was just saying, this is obviously means a lot to me to get this out. It's really hard for me to say this to the world, and then for you to just turn around and be like, "No, do you like the fucking drums or whatever? It's trash." Or like, it's kind of like, well, fuck, man, that was quite vulnerable of me to do that, and to get you just yell back at me, it's kind of like, oh, maybe you shouldn't have said it.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's what happens when you're in the public eye, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. That's part of being.
I don't
an
know, like
artist,
how
right?
he's surprised that fuckheads on the internet are being assholes. Like, what? This is so unlike them. The internet. where you can hide behind the screen and they're being me.
Which is funny because that was kind of him back in the day as well.
Yeah.
Where he said he wanted to murder B.O.B. and
Yeah, Bruno Mars.
yeah, Bruno Mars.
Stab him in his esophagus.
B.O.B. can actually go fuck himself, but Bruno Mars, you're right.
Yeah, I don't know. You can't hate Bruno. He seems like a pretty nice little
Oh, yeah, he
guy,
seems like a great
And
dude.
he's what a wicked voice.
He does.
Oh yeah. The 24K album's actually fucking rad. I'm not gonna lie.
Oof, I wouldn't, but you know what? I haven't listened to enough Bruno like albums.
That's
I'm
everyone
glad-
else can-
I'm
I'm
yeah.
glad that Tyler never went ahead and stabbed him in his goddamn esophagus because
He's actually come back and like said again about that line and been like, "Yeah, I'm gonna beat for Bruno Mars. I think Bruno's cool." Well,
Yeah,
it's like back then I just hated those songs that came out. So like,
yeah.
yeah.
and then also we've got
Whenever Bruno listens to that song, you're like, oh, what the fuck? I've never met this guy.
He's doing a Tyler back then. I feel like Tyler.
He comes out with a diss track now, like Bruno Mars.
just super homophobic the whole time. So, like,
It's banned from the charts. Like,
referencing Caesar as well. He's super short.
Bruno Mars is fucking
called
tiny.
a-
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
it's called a Caesar salad.
And it's over the potato salad instrumental that Tyler did. Oh, there's levels, baby. All right, we got a quick 4-bar outro from your boy DJ Drama.
Oh fuck yes,
your boy.
Holiday season, a vision you have to understand from perspective. Check your resources. N-word.
Jeez, N-word. Fuck. That was a lot. That was like as extreme as how he delivers it. I like the same feeling of I have no idea what is going on and why.
Why is this guy
yelling.
so excited? What is happening? That's that.
You got something to just dissect from that one, buddy? Keep rolling.
I'm kind of just like I can't get past that last little outro. BPMs. Fuck, it's been a while since I've had to actually use my brain.
Using a brain on the brain. Using your brain on the number that doesn't matter.
Yeah, fuck it. Let's give it 363.
Yeah, nice.
I liked that he gave a bit of a chronology of like, his growth over the years and referenced that kind of pinpointing, specific memories in that first verse. I think it kind of died a little bit in the second where he started talking about, his fucking obsession with cars and getting a little bit butthurt about people on the internet. But, overall, still good track. Lyric wise, I actually haven't heard the track or anything off this album, so I need to go and listen to it. So yeah, I'm going to stick with that 363.
Nice.
Yeah, nice. That's a good one. Can I steal most of what you just said?
No,
Just because I can't think of anything.
It does tend to happen quite a bit at the end when we do our summary of it, but
I don't know. It's definitely not. I didn't love this album. I don't kind of remember the track. I just only listened to the whole album once, but the lyrics kind of having a breakdown. It seems good, like you said. It was kind of cool to go through his history, but I don't know. Sometimes when it's like I'm so deep. Look how deep I am, and then just start talking about fucking cars, like so many rappers. I just instantly think like, it's not that deep.
and also I feel like he's been sorry to derail your
that's all right.
review here, but I feel like he's kind of been doing this shtick of, look, I'm reformed. I'm doing something different for the past 3-4 albums now.
Yeah, and I tell you what, there was one thing in this album that when it came up, it's like an interlude. He's like, fuck Bill O'Reilly back in the day. He's like, at the end of a track, he's like, I don't even like using the word bitch. It's just I use it. Like something like that. It's like, you're like, dude, fuck off. Like, if you're going to say bitch in a rap track, fine, dude. That, like, I don't think even, like, most women probably don't even, at this point, like, in history, like, don't really give a fuck. It's like, oh my God, a rapper said bitch? What? Like, and it's like to have these little things after you've had a song full of it, it's just like, to me, it's like, I don't get it, But that's like a weird little dig on the album. But
Yeah.
I just thought that was a strange thing to have in there. Like, and it just shows you he's changed, but maybe somewhat losing sight of, like, now you're just being kind of a little bit hypocritical and ironic. Yeah. Anyway, go on.
fair enough. Huh? I don't think it's like a super lyrically dense song or anything. But I think it captures like the ideas of the albums and where he's at. I I'll probably give it to roughly around the same score, maybe 370, I'll say.
Nice.
Yeah, not have much else to add. I think you guys kind of nailed it.
Fucking group think up in here.
It's been so while we linked up.
I mean,
One brain.
I would very much enjoy Tyler on a blunt rotation.
Oh, for sure.
I think he'd be a fucking funny dude. to
He doesn't
a blunt
smoke weed
with.
though.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's
Alright.
never. Apparently, it's not his thing. He's never really been into.
There is no doubt that he's not an incredibly interesting young man, even though he's 3 years older than me.
Yeah, I find he seems to be doing things in hip hop that a lot of people aren't doing at the moment, and good or bad. I think it's interesting that he's
Like these last
going
3,
for it,
I
yeah.
actually don't love them, but you seem to like them.
yeah, they're like three of my favorite albums of all
And
time.
you're more
man.
of a fan, really, than I ever was.
Yeah,
Anyway.
yeah, yeah.
So, like,
And I'm not even a huge fan of his first few albums. I don't think they're
Yeah.
that great. I think he's finally matured and
See,
musically and like
I
found
reckon
himself.
you're absolutely off your tits.
Yes.
Goblin still bends over and just fucks all of
Yeah,
these
see,
other
that is
albums.
insane, bro.
He-
Like,
he
read
we have-
every review of these albums, bro. That is like.
But I don't give a fuck what Pitchfork think, dude.
Here we
I
have-
honestly
yeah, but neither do I.
don't-
Pitchfork's trash.
What
dude.
Brian Fantana thinks, like
Anthony Fantana.
I don't give
Here
a
we have the
fuck.
dichotomy in his fans, the fucking wide spectrum of his fans. You got Romano on the one side that wants to see the aggressive old time.
Yeah,
you got,
yeah.
You got Ben who
But I-
enjoys
like-
the more soulful.
No, but I
I
still,
like the old stuff. I just think it's nowhere near as like well put together as his new shit.
yeah, and I don't hate the new I don't hate the new stuff. I just think I kind of like the little punk era more.
Yeah, that's fair.
the rough edge.
Yeah, the punk kind of vibes.
Yeah,
I think it's fine. Like, it's kind of cool at least that we get to see some rappers that stay around for so long do have a different body of work, and they kind of transform. So, like, if he just was only doing the same style continuously, I'd probably be sitting here going like, "Oh, fucking Tyler, he never mixes it up. He never does anything different." So it's like, it's kind of that devil's avocado kind of thing.
Devil's avocado.
On that note, thanks for anyone who's come back to us.
Yeah, you troopers, we love you.
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll be more consistent.
Yeah, maybe we'll actually have more of a social media presence. Who knows? Not
Yeah.
promising anything.
Yeah.
Bye now.
Bye.